Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This is Mr. Chow from EnglishTuition.org. Well, I know that PSLE is just around the corner. In fact, students will be taking the PSLE examination this coming week. So I want to give some last minute tips, right, as to how to approach the national exams. And I think at this late stage, I would not be going into detail about language techniques. I think that may lead to confusion and maybe stress some students out. So I just want to talk about the state of mind, right, when students are approaching the national exams, not just for PSLE, but also the O-levels. Right, you see on the slide that I've struck out N-levels because the N-level students have really completed their English examination. So that leaves those taking their PSLE English, okay, and those taking their O-levels. All right, so let's get started. So what should the state of mind be when a student approach the exam? Okay, so the first tip is always manage your state of mind very well. What is the ideal state of mind, you might ask, that you should be in? All right, you have relaxed and alert versus tense and anxious, right? So I know a lot of students actually fall into the second category where they start to feel very stressed, very tense, very anxious. Well, I want to be on the green side, right? I want to be relaxed and alert so that the obvious is that you want to approach the exam, go into the exam hall with better concentration, all right? So the opposite is true. If you are tense and anxious, you tend to have weaker concentration, right? You tend to get distracted. Maybe that might lead to more careless mistakes. So then the next question becomes, how do you ensure that one stays relaxed and alert on exam day? Okay, first tip, take good care of your health and try not to fall sick. I know sometimes, due to COVID and stuff, right? Students, they're spreading things to one another. There are unavoidable circumstances, all right? But there are things that you can do that are within your control to stay healthy, all right? For example, just don't go out and eat a bunch of tidbits just because you are stressed. I know some people do that. When they feel very stressed, they eat a lot of tidbits, fried food, comfort food, ice creams, and exam week is coming, right? And you don't want to fall sick because that will affect your state of mind. So exercise some common sense. Drink plenty of plain water, not those sugary drinks, or those bubble tea, right? You can drink, but not too much, right? But mostly drink plenty of plain water and remember to sleep well, right? Just common sense. And towards the exam date, which is right about now, okay, you should be finishing your revision, okay, and you should taper down the revision so that you can manage your stress levels well. Okay, for example, you can take evening walks, for every half an hour to an hour each day. After you finish your studies or your revision, make sure that you take some time for recreation. Going outdoors, just to play, maybe even play some basketball, badminton. It is a good way to manage your stress levels, right? That will help you stay mentally alert. Okay, and last point I have here is that ensure that you are adequately prepared. Okay, I know some of you may say that, well, Mr. Chow, it's a bit too late, right? The exam is coming and I'm not even halfway through my revision. Well, you have to try, right? Because if you are not prepared, then you tend to feel more nervous and anxious, right? Because the exam are coming and right here, right, to a certain extent that you're not prepared. Okay, so it's only right that you feel nervous and anxious, and that will lead to even poorer results down the road. Okay, so if you're making good progress with revision, okay, continue work on your revision, right? For these few days, just finish up whatever revision plans that you have, okay, and then prepare for the final exam. Okay, tip number 2, and this is very important, right? Okay, just do not underestimate the paper or overestimate your own abilities, because both of these mindsets have got the same outcome, okay, and it's not a good one. Okay, for example, those who did well for prelims, and I've seen students like that. Okay, it's very easy for these students to underestimate the paper. right? And because they think that it's very easy, right? I can already get PSLE AL1, AL2, right? It's so easy. This is not just true for English, but for other subjects as well. Okay, and then they let their guard down, right? They say, oh, I can stop my revision, right? I'm already so good. Okay, I can close one eye and I can do the question, right? But you close one eye, okay, you did not read the questions carefully, and then suddenly you start to make more careless mistakes. Okay, and overestimate your own abilities. Some students didn't even do well for prelims, right? They get C5, C6, and yet they think that I'm going to get a B, right? For my O levels, I'm going to get an AL3, but they've never in their life, right, gotten a B before, right? Or never in their life gotten an AL3 before, and they're at AL5. Okay, and yet they think that, oh, it's okay, right? It's possible for me to achieve that grade. Okay, the paper is easy, right? I think I can do it. Well, that's overestimating your own abilities. Okay, so I think that's not good as well, right? Your prelims, your common test should give you a very good idea of where you stand. All right, overestimating your own abilities leads to making less effort. You're not going to put in the effort, right? Because you think that you can do well, right? So maybe I think it's even better to slightly underestimate your own abilities, even if you're doing very well. All right, and hopefully that will motivate you to be on your guard, right, to finish your revision. Okay. Right, and some students, after trying out the past year papers, right, especially those like O levels and levels, they finish the 10-year series, and they tend to think that, well, the paper is easy. Well, everything is easy on hindsight, right? It's a practice paper, but when you are under exam conditions and it's a brand new, fresh paper, okay, you are not going to find yourself in the same situation, right? Your mindset could be very different, right? Because the context is different, the situation is different, right? So don't just think that just because you did well for a few practice papers, the next one is going to be easy, right? It's not always true. Okay, and I can guarantee you there are going to be some surprises, right? Because there are going to be some changes, right? This year's paper is not going to be exactly the same as the previous ones, right? And again, it's not only true for English, it's true for other subjects as well. All right, so always treat the paper as a fresh paper so that you read the questions carefully. You approach the paper as if that you know it is the first time that you've seen it. Therefore, you need to read carefully in order to answer the questions. Okay, and some students, more specifically for English, right? When you read, you want to pay attention to the details, all the fine details, right? If the question contains an S, right? Okay, for a noun, okay, it means that sometimes they are looking for dual points, right? So the S itself looks like very innocent, small little alphabet there. Okay, but if you think that most of the time, you know, you're just giving 1 point because, oh, this is a question that I've seen before, so I think they're only asking for 1 point, right? That's a careless mistake, because this year maybe they add an S and you're supposed to give plural 2 points instead of 1. Okay, so you know, be vigilant. Okay. Okay, last tip I have on this short little video is that complete the exam with confidence. All right. Okay, just now we talked about people who did well for the prelims, but what about the people who didn't do so well for the prelims? All right. Does that mean your confidence have to go down the drain? Okay, so if you start the exam, okay, with your confidence in the drain or even below the drain, okay, then I think you should be mentally prepared for some not so good news. All right, because all your answers, your writing especially, okay, will show that you have a lack of confidence. Okay, you don't dare to use some of the more advanced words or phrases that you have learned in class because you don't have any confidence at all. So what you'll do is you probably just try to choose some of all the easy words, the easy sentence structures, because you don't have confidence. Okay, and then you will not do well, right? So I want to remind you that now is not the time to shy away from challenges. You still have a few days. For those taking PSLE and for those taking O levels, you still have a few weeks, right? To figure out, some of the more advanced, stuff in the subject, right? Some of the more advanced words, right? For those who have been doing, for my students, I cannot speak for others, right? For my students, they've been doing vocabulary building, right? So they have a notebook with all the more better words, right, that they have learned over the years, over the months, okay, and then now is the time for them to use it, to show it, right? Okay, what's the point of learning all that vocab and then during exam, okay, when it comes to for O-levels, paraphrasing and all that, you're not using those vocab. Lack of confidence, right? You just want to copy and paste from the text. So for O-level students, this confidence will affect not just your writing but also your paraphrasing, right? For the PSLE English students, lack of confidence will mean that, especially during your composition writing, okay, you do not implement what you have learned. Okay, so don't shy away from challenges, right? Now is the time for you to shine. Okay, be sure to demonstrate your language abilities and show what you have learned, right? Make no mistake, it's your big day, right? It's the national exam, right? If you don't shine now, when is the time to shine? Okay, so don't come from a place with very low confidence. For these few days, these few weeks, build up your confidence. Okay, continue to do your revision, be prepared. Okay, run through some mental scenarios. Okay, if I am going to encounter this type of theme for composition or for essay, what am I going to write? What phrases am I going to use? What phrases can I use? Okay, in order to show that I am a confident user of language. All right, so with that, we have come to the end of the video. Okay, for those taking PSLE English, okay, next week, I wish you the very best of luck. Okay, and for those taking the O-levels English, okay, I wish you the same. Okay, and I hope that all of you can approach the exam with confidence, okay, and then get the results that you're after. All right, okay, with that, we have come to the end of the video. Okay, if you're serious about improving your English, okay, and you would like to sign up, okay, for live lessons, please visit my website. My contact details are there. So I think this is the time where we're at the tail end of the year, okay, and usually I'm not taking on new students immediately because my existing students are already doing their final revision, finishing up their mock assessments, right, and they're passing out. Okay, so we are winding up the academic year, so any inquiries will be in preparation for next academic year. All right, so if you're really keen, just go to my website. That's you can find my contact details, okay, and check out my background and everything else, all the necessary information, and do send me a message. All right, thanks for watching this video, and do remember to leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.